Hey guys, welcome to my vlog. I wanted to share with you what it's like to work from home as a life coach and a content creator, as well as my habits and my routines with my husband settling in as a new wife, because I've actually gotten that question quite a bit. So as you guys can see, one of the most important things that we do in the morning is to have our quiet time. We really notice if we don't have our quiet time how that affects our day. So we don't necessarily have our time together every morning, but at least we have to have it separately or at some point and just dedicate our day to the Lord and ask for a hedge of protection over everything that we do. And normally, actually, my husband does the bed in the morning, but this morning he was doing lots of calls. And what I had to start off with this morning was posting for Covered by Grace. So my business partner and I, Natasha, we both alternate posting for Covered by Grace, and it was my turn today, but social media was down. Our schedules are not the same every day. Mine changes daily, Adam's changes seasonally, and thankfully he gets to do a lot of his work from home, and then he goes into work for a few hours a day. But honestly, we spend most of our time together. We eat all of our meals together. We're together almost 24/7, which in the beginning we really had to adjust to this new schedule. But to be honest, I feel like the Lord has used it to really grow our relationship stronger, and we truly love spending time together. Even though I'm working from home, something that I like to do is to put proper clothes on. I put on dress pants and this turtleneck sweater and just give my hair a brush through. I don't normally do my makeup unless I have to, but I just find it helpful to kind of get ready as if I'm going to go into work, and then that way it helps me a lot more with my productivity instead of working in my pajamas all day. Something that's really important that I do every single day, multiple times a day, is I always make sure I have something playing on my phone that's biblically based. And so I've been using the Through the Word app to read my Bible, but there's mini sermons kind of that you can listen to on each chapter. So I will play that after each chapter that I read, and I'll play that out loud as I'm doing chores or as I'm getting ready, as I'm cooking, but I'll always make sure that I have something playing. This morning in particular, my husband was super busy with work calls, so he was in the apartment doing back-to-back calls, and so I just put away the laundry. But normally he actually will put away the laundry, or we'll just divvy up the housework, but it just depends on who's busy. If I know he's busy, I'll do it, and vice versa. Sometimes I'll work in the kitchen, sometimes in the den. It just depends where my husband's working, but we normally just switch it up. And for today, some of the work that I had to do was edit a video for the Covered by Grace podcast. And my friend and business partner, Natasha, she actually edits the podcast and I edit the video portion for it. So I was getting that ready and getting the post ready, because every second week we put out our podcast. If you guys haven't listened to it yet, it's called Covered by Grace, and it's available on Apple, Spotify, and Google Play. So after a few hours of work, I can see my husband is still in the den doing his calls, doing his computer work. And so I'm always hungry, and I just decided to throw something together. It was definitely unplanned, but I just grabbed whatever we had in the fridge, put something together just so that we can quickly eat and move on with our days. For this particular dish, I just had some ground turkey in the fridge. So I added that with some vegetables and leftover rice that we had, and it was just a really quick and easy dish. So if I do the cooking, then my husband offers to help clean, and he's actually a very fast dishwasher, way faster than me. And basically we'll alternate. If he cooks, then I'll clean, and we'll kind of just go back and forth depending on the person's schedule. I just recently started making my coffees from home because I was spending a lot of money going out and buying coffee. So my favorite ground espresso I like to use, And then I'll just use some raw honey and some barista oat milk, and I'll froth that. And honestly, I like this latte better than most places that I'll go to buy one. Now my husband has already left to work, and though it looks like I'm sitting on the couch scrolling through Instagram, I'm actually working. I know it's hard to tell. I'm answering client emails and basically getting ready to start doing my calls. So this is where I like to do my calls in the den. Even though no one's home, I like to have my setup here. And something that is extremely important, which I'm going to be teaching in my certification program for life coaching, is the time you spend before you jump on a call. You really have to make sure that you're spending time with the Lord, that you're journaling, that you're praying, and I'll be praying for my clients, praying for the call, and praying for wisdom. So now a few hours later, all of my calls are done and it's time to start cooking dinner. So I'm cooking one of the fresh prep dinners, one of those meal preps, and you really do have to still cook everything. You're basically just following a recipe, but I'm getting this ready. Normally by the time I'm done cooking dinner, my husband will be arriving home from work, but this evening he had some stuff to do, so I just cooked dinner and I ate before he got home, and then a few hours later he got home and he ate the leftovers. So now in my downtime, what I like to do, because I don't watch Netflix or TV or movies, I like to watch different prophetic people on YouTube or just like different faith-based vloggers and stuff like that. So that's what I was doing and enjoying a little snack. After that popcorn, obviously I had to wash it down with some vitamins. So my parents recently came to visit and they actually stocked us up on all of our fave vitamins. So I make sure that I take those every day, both myself and Adam. So my plan was to exercise, but I was so exhausted and I've just been trying to not be hard on myself if I'm too tired to work out. So I don't know why, but this week of filming, I was just having terrible sleeps. I felt really bad because I didn't want to keep Adam up, so I went onto the couch for part of the night and I still didn't sleep. So this was just one of those days that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even function, but I'm just going through the motions. We really try to help each other out as much as we can with the housework, and we kind of just weigh it out depending on who is busier with their own personal work. But if one of us are finding that we're overwhelmed with too much housework or too much of something, we find it's really important to communicate that and to just ask for help. So thankfully I only had one call to do this morning and it wasn't Zoom, so I wasn't seen. And again, I had barely slept, so I was super tired, but I was like, okay, you know what? We're going to go out today. We're going to go to the thrift store and donate a bunch of stuff. I basically am constantly trying to get rid of the amount of clothes that I have and just anything that I have duplicates of. I've been trying to live very minimally, so I'll share that in another video with you guys at some point. And my husband had so much stuff to donate, so he basically had like a car full, and we decided to head off and get that stuff donated. We decided to check out what was going on inside because we were actually looking for a big picture frame or a couple of picture frames, as well as a little side table for a project that my husband and I have been working on, but we didn't find the frame that we were looking for. I also was looking to see if I could find some sort of laptop bag, something that I could also put my bigger camera in, but this one just didn't make the cut. Since we were already out and about, we decided that we would go and grab some lunch, but right beside the spot that we were going to, there was another thrift store. So we went in to see again if there was any frames that we wanted, but none of them made the cut. We did, however, find a little vase that again is going to help with the project that we're doing. So that was perfect, and by the time we were done there, our food was ready to be picked up. After we were finished lunch, I had a call to jump on, and my husband was doing his work on his computer. And then while I was showering, actually our fresh prep arrived. So we had our 7 meals arrive for the week. I used to order 4, but when I calculated it, it's actually cheaper instead of buying all the ingredients to just make these meals. And to be honest, because our schedules are really busy, especially on my end, this is just so much easier and faster to cook. I tend to be a lot more productive in the evening, so my schedule might look super upside down. I just decided to relax and do a face mask after my work, and then basically just to relax before I jump into doing more emails and working on more stuff. Something that I forgot to mention, which I'm super excited about, because I couldn't sleep the other night and I was just awake on the couch most of the night, I ordered a memory foam topper, which I am so excited for this to arrive because I've been having such bad sleeps. And I think that's the thing when you get married is you kind of have to be considerate of each other's sleeping schedule and just try to figure out what works and try to help the person to be comfortable and have better sleeps if they're struggling. So Adam's pretty similar to me where he is extremely productive at nighttime. So he was working in the den on his stuff. That's normally what happens, and I was working in the other room on my stuff. And then I decided somehow that I actually had enough energy to get a workout in. And I don't go to the gym anymore. I haven't been going to a gym for the past few years. I just do HIIT workouts and Pilates on YouTube, and I find it very helpful, very productive, and I save lots of money. Like I was saying before, we don't watch television, we don't watch Netflix, we only watch different sermons or things like that on YouTube. So we really like to protect our purity with things that we watch, and we're both on the same page with that, and we find it helps our marriage so much. This was one of those days that I ate my leftover sushi for breakfast. I honestly just had no time. I had to jump on lots of calls. Thankfully, they weren't Zoom calls, so no one could see what I looked like. And today was the day to post our podcast. So I was just getting ready to post on social media for our podcast. And Natasha had already put the audiogram up, and then I was just putting the video portion up. I also had a keyboard to return, an Amazon package. So I was just getting that ready and getting ready to head out. After dropping off the package, I walked over to one of my favorite little cafes. I love to just get a coffee there, set up my laptop, and get work done. And honestly, I just find it so much easier to get stuff done at a cafe or a library. And basically, I was just working on writing questions for an interview, a podcast interview that we had for the next day, as well as working on my coaching program. And while I was walking home as well, I was listening to videos and just kind of getting inspiration for the interview the next day. So Adam was at work at this point, and as you can see, I was just eating whatever was in the fridge, some type of leftovers, so that I could move on with my day. And I decided to get cozy in the living room and give my parents a call. Something that I find as well as someone who is a creative and someone who's outpouring a lot, especially in ministry, it's really, really important to protect your time, and it sounds really silly, but protect your energy and really be poured into and spend a lot of time reflecting and doing some enjoyable things in between. Otherwise, you'll definitely face burnout. Before I started to jump back into my work, I just went onto Instacart to do my grocery shopping. I never go into the stores anymore. Well, it's very rare. I'll pretty much order everything online. So I ordered a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving, including a turkey, because apparently I'm going to try to cook a turkey this weekend. Something that's really important that I want to share with you guys is obviously you're seeing the moments when I'm feeling really creative and inspired, but this is not my reality all the time. Multiple times a week, I'll struggle with questioning my calling and just not even feeling motivated, whether it's an emotional attack or sometimes a spiritual attack that really discourages me from doing the work that I do. This was a super busy day again. So we had an interview to do, a podcast interview for Covered by Grace. So I was just preparing for that and also getting the rest of my work done. And I actually decided to do my makeup today. Normally throughout the week, I'll do my makeup about 1 time, maybe 2 times. And I'll really try to not style my hair as well, just to give my skin and my hair a break. But it just depends. I think sometimes it makes me look more put together to do my makeup for interviews and for videos. But I really like to be a bit more casual in that way. Now my husband was out running errands and getting a bunch of stuff done, so I was just getting ready to set up for the podcast interview and make sure that my mic and everything was working. I actually get really nervous before podcast interviews. I don't know why. I think it's maybe like a spiritual attack, but I really have to keep praying and asking for my husband to pray for me. And then after, I'm like, that was so worth it. And again, as you can see, super quick lunch, just eating some rye crackers with avocado. I put some tuna on top, and honestly, I just stood up and ate as I was getting ready. I was also waiting for groceries to arrive, which they arrived just after lunch, which was perfect timing because I wanted to make sure there was no interruptions during the podcast. And another thing is that I was waiting for the mattress topper to arrive, which I was hoping wouldn't arrive while I was doing the podcast interview. So this was the funniest thing ever to me, this stuffed turkey, because again, I have never cooked a turkey before, but apparently I'm going to be cooking it on Monday for Thanksgiving. And I also ordered some Brussels sprouts as well to make some sort of bacon and Brussels sprout dish. And perfect timing, the mattress actually arrived before the call, which was a miracle. I really should have waited until Adam arrived to help me unpack this because this thing was super heavy, but I was just so excited. And another thing is that you have to let it sit out for about 24 hours or something like that to let it completely inflate, I guess. And so that's what I was waiting for. After Adam got home from running all of his errands, we ate lunch together and then he went off to work. Obviously, I had to make one of my lattes again, so I got that done. And I realized that there was a couple of things that they did not have available on Instacart, so I actually had to go to the grocery store, which is extremely rare. So I took my coffee cup to go and I put a backpack on so that I'd be able to fit what I was trying to fit in my bag without having to carry it. So I never do this, but I actually ordered my groceries from Walmart, and that's why they didn't have a lot of the things that I was looking for. So I walked over to Loblaws and I got my oat milk, and they didn't have the coffee that I was looking for, which again is the reason why I don't like going into grocery stores. But then I found the coffee in another store, so that was a jackpot, and also some cute fall decorations as well. So basically, I got my barista oat milk to make lattes for my guests on Monday. So I was very excited about that. Fresh espresso. And also I got some sparkling non-alcoholic apple juice because I thought that was pretty cute. And these cute little fall decorations for Thanksgiving. I thought it was so cute. It was $2. I did a quick 20-minute exercise before bed, and then I got my greens out, something that I try to remember to take at least every second day. And then I just started to get ready for bed. As I was getting ready for bed, I was listening to Isaiah Saldivar. If you guys haven't listened to him, you should definitely check him out. So like I was saying, I basically always have something playing, whether I have headphones in or I'm playing it out loud, some type of teaching. And I was just ready for bed, ready to sleep on the new mattress topper. So we made it to the end of the week, Friday, and Adam picked up my bike for me. We got this bike off of Facebook Marketplace for $120, so I was really excited to ride it. It ended up being a really beautiful day, and he got the day off of work for Thanksgiving, which was super nice. But what I wanted to share with you guys most importantly is that what you're not able to see is the struggles that we go through every day, multiple times a week. We're struggling mental battles, emotional, spiritual, and especially spiritual attacks that we have over our lives. And obviously we're praying and we're trying to stay covered as much as we can, but that's just the reality of life. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, that those are the moments that you're not seeing. But thankfully, our happiness isn't based off of what's going on around us. Our joy comes from the Lord. And so that's what we really try to focus on, especially on those difficult days. So I hope that this video could inspire you today with some routines. And that is all for now. I'll see you guys next week.